Good evening and welcome back to the One of Celtic Fans View this evening. Let me just get this on the channel. Right, we are live. Just get that. There we go. Perfect. Everything is all good. Sound is perfect. And you are just playing catch up with the adverts that's been on due to YouTube playing adverts. But anyway, here we go. It's one of those things. It pays the bills, lads. It pays the bills. Just suffer them, please. Anyway, right, tonight I'm going to jump right into the comments and see who Kaiser is in the house. Yo, the man, the myth, the legend that is Kaiser. Tam Mack is in the house. Something Today's in the house. John is in the house. Dundee to take the points. Who cares? I'm going to be watching the Champions League tonight because it's an interesting game. Two teams that I don't really like, but they're at each other's throat tonight, and it's 3-3. Manchester City versus Real Madrid, and everyone in Spain wants Madrid to get beat. Trust me. And then John's in the house, and Old Stagger is in the house. Also, Chilpill's in the house. Seth got to get an early penalty to settle it. Who cares? Watch the Champions League tonight. Be way better. Way better. Vincent's in the house. And Haggis Man's in the house. Gemma's in the house. David Bell's just walked in the building. Also, there is a lot of people just joining. So let's get right into it. Giorgio Samaras has obviously been talking in the media. And he's been talking about, we're going to go through it bit by bit. He's been saying that when he arrived from Manchester City, yes, Man City, how he wishes he stayed at Man City because they went on to win things after he left. But anyway, that was probably after him. The big Greek who was not a grumpy Greek, was all big Giorgio Samaras. And Big Sammy was good for little J at Celtic. You remember, Jay's not a little kid anymore. But when Sammy was at Celtic, he introduced Jay to the Celtic fans and the Celtic fan base. And Jay sits in the corner of 1-1-1 to this day. You can still see a little Jay. Well, he's not little now, is he? He's not little anymore. He's a big lad. But you can still see Jay. And it's weird to think that when Jay was just a little kid. He was just a little kid when Sammy was here. And about Sammy, he's been talking about Celtic and he's been talking about everything. Strachan. And he's been saying he could not understand a word. He couldn't understand a word that Strachan said to him. And I've got to say, I actually liked Gordon Strachan as Celtic manager. Because you always knew when... we're going way off track here tonight, but anyway, when Strachan was manager, he was always good with the media. Do you know, he would always just tell the media the way it was, and I thought, we all knew that he was going to get the job after Martin O'Neill. It was held back a year, but he says Gordon Strachan had to explain every single thing like twice to him because he couldn't understand Gordon Strachan. Anyway, he felt it was difficult to settle. He never felt that it was difficult to settle in Scotland. He said he just kept himself to himself when he was in Scotland because he was a big towering galump, wasn't he? And he'd be spotted a mile off. He said a few weeks, to be honest, for the first few weeks, I couldn't understand a word the gaffer was saying to me. Doesn't get more difficult than Gordon Strachan's accent. And talking about accents, and a little nod to the fan of another club who came up and said hello to me with his missus at the airport this evening. He came up and said hello and he enjoys the channel even though he is a fan of another club, and he says that he knows that YouTube is just entertainment. It is, and it is just entertainment. That's all it is. YouTube is just entertainment. So a little nod to the guy from the supporter of the other team who will remain anonymous. And but yeah, thanks for the comment, and it was nice to meet you. And his wife watches our other channel, as does he. Anyway, right, who really cares in the house? Stuart Ramsey's in the house. Paul Baird is in the house. Gemma and Lorna is in the house. We'll wait for it. She's not typed it yet. She's still not typed it yet. Lorna's not typed it yet. She hasn't typed. Evening, Uncle Stuart. She's not typed it yet. Anyway. Hey! There we have it. It's in the house. There we have it. We're in. We can all get back to business now. It's back to normal. That is it. We can get back to normal. Anyway, we've done the bit about Sammy. He says that he once went to Gary Caldwell and says, Gaz, what's he on about? What is he on about? Imagine asking Gary Caldwell what the manager was on about. And he said, look, just fucking play football, mate. Play football. It's easy as that. It's easy as that. Anyway, Lorna Gallagher's laughing now that she's got that little... I was waiting on it. We can't go on with the programme until we get all the usual bits out of the way. Because you've got to do things in order in life. You've got to do things in order. Anyway, well, a lot of people are going to be watching the Rangers game tonight. I'm going to be trying to watch the Manchester City Real Madrid because everyone hates Madrid, apart from Madrid fans. It's a bit like they're the Rangers of Spain. So I'm going to be watching that tonight. Man City's only beat Real Madrid 4 times out of 11 chances of trying, so I'm going to be watching that. Forget the hunt. It's all about Celtic to win 7 games for the double now, says Paul Baird. And Lauren Galaxy says, you know me too well, Baz. Yes, it's a little family. You know, it's not just a Celtic family we've got. It is the one and only one Celtic fans view family. Anyway, Neil McCann, he's been greeting in the papers as well. Neil McCann, Neil McCann, whose family are all Tims. Fucking unbelievable. Neil McCann says that Brendan Rodgers is playing mind games. He says it's psychological warfare now at Celtic with the manager and the Rangers manager. The Celtic manager is playing psychological war. I'm not being funny, but have you listened to the Rangers manager? I tried to listen to him a few times in a few conversations, and it's hard work. He kind of bumbles on, doesn't it? Where did they find these guys? Where do Rangers find these managers? They kind of just talk nonsense, don't they? And I switch off after about a minute. I can't stand the guy. It's just weird. It just talks weird. Anyway, Neil McCann is saying that Brendan Rodgers is trying to get under the skin of the Rangers manager. He says, look, I did this. He did this at the weekend. I thought Brendan Rodgers' press match interview was a little bit of a psychological element. You know, when he's saying that we are Celtic, this is when we come alive. Oh, fucking, I did come on, I'm doing this. It's unbelievable. That's what he says. He's like, he says, look, Brendan Rodgers, when he's at the press conference at the weekend, it's like, this is when Celtic come alive. It was almost between the lines. He said, look, I'm just applying a little bit of pressure on Rangers, a little bit of psychological warfare, gun. Because then for Edinburgh and that, gun. Anyway, it's just psychological warfare, says the one and only current bun, whose family, Neil McCann's family, are all good Catholics. Which is unbelievable, we think. But anyway, that's enough of Neil McCann. We get away from him. Sky Sports is what we're here to talk about tonight. Sky Sports has obviously announced the Premier League games for the run-in. And I've seen an interesting blog comment bit on SPFL Media Watch. Today's announcement means that Sky will have shown 42 or 43 Premiership games across the season, with only 4 games not involving Glasgow Celtic or the Rangers. This is a record low since the SPL was founded in 1998, which is a bit of a weird one, because when you think back to some of the TV deals that we've had, we used to get around about 60 to 65 games a season. And the coverage that Sky shows of Scottish football is absolutely terrible. The amount of times that they cut it off almost directly after a game, if there's another English game going on, they make you swap channels, and it's just... So the question is, should the split be done away with? And is Sky Television? I'm going to do a poll. We'll do a poll. Let me just do this. Should we get rid of the split and Sky TV deal? There we go. Yes, no. Start poll. Should we get rid of the split and the Sky TV deal? There we go. I've created a poll. We're going to be interactive this evening. We're going to be interactive. So there we go. Stephen says, who's Ken Baz? So the first one vote is in already. Should we get rid of Sky TV and the split? Because let's face it, the split is absolutely ruining the game. Give Sky their cash back and tell Sky to follow, says Kevin. As long as you vote for it, Kevin. As long as you vote for it. There's 22 votes in already. So yeah, we're going to run this poll all evening, and then we'll end it at it will end it so that we can get the poll results in also. So yeah, should Scottish football? Now I'm talking about this not just for a Celtic point of view. I'm talking about this for the benefit of the game, because it's. I mean, we heard the meltdown of the Rangers fan this morning talking about sporting integrity, and how the jeez. No, the SPFL was 98, was it not? The SPFL. Anyway, who cares? Who cares? Sky Sports trying to bring the best to help the Hun team in times of their matches. Yeah, probably. Def will get rid. It's just an interesting one. Just if you're just on the videos, there's 158 people watching. So I want to get at least 158 people voting. So if you're watching on the television, get your phone out. Come onto the video on your phone and vote. Because I want to see just how Celtic fans are feeling. Sky are still raging after Santana had the grudge match. Yeah, Santana. I'm starving tonight. I'm only staying on for half an hour because the mother-in-law is here and I want to go out for dinner. I've not told them yet, but I want to go out for dinner. I'm starving. Anyway, Glasgow Council TV. Only get rid of the split to extend the league. Yes, and that's why I want to get rid of the split. I want to get rid of the split. I think it's time. I think it's time that the fans put pressure, because the clubs won't do it themselves. And I think it's times that fans around the country started putting pressure on the SPFL and the SFA to extend the league in Scottish football, because I think that the package that we're getting just now undermines. I mean, the nonsense where it comes to the split, and if you haven't, and trying to get 19 games each is just nonsense. Let's get back to playing each other twice and extend the league. I'm all for extending the league. It also gives you the opportunity to help blood younger players when you've got that younger league. Because the 12-team league is such a cutthroat business financially for clubs, and that's the only reason it's a cutthroat business. It all comes down to money. When you look at it, we need to make the league bigger so we can bring younger players through a lot easier as well. Because there's too many important games, and especially at Celtic, there's too many important. Every game's an important game. Every game's a must-win game. That would be the same situation if it was a bigger league. And I think that, just from my own personal point of view, I mean, even when I went to football right up until lockdown, and on a weekly basis, you can get fed up going to the same places every week, week in, week out. It just gets a bit boring, and I think it's time for change. Nothing's changed in Scottish football for a long time, but I think that there's an appetite now, and I think that Sky has shown themselves for what they are. They only want to show Celtic and Rangers games. If that's the case, let them put together a package that increases the league, and they get to pick off Celtic and Rangers games, and then we get another TV company in to show the rest and try and make it a bit better. There has to be some way around it. I just think that the TV deal, as it stands just now, is terrible for Scottish football. It's one of the worst paying TV deals in the history of Scottish football, and they can pay such a low amount because there is only 12 clubs. And this is one thing that you need to remember as well. Stuart Arms says, hi, Baz Lorna is in Clydebank. I'm in the West Midlands. When we see that we both followed you and one Celtic fans, we couldn't believe it. That's why we say hello. And there we go. That's all right, Uncle Stuart. And I know you're an avid watcher of my other channel, so it's fine. It's all fine. We've just got to get all the normal things out of the way before we can carry on with the window. No for other channel to Virgin. It's a Virgin package. To watch games, you just don't need Sky, TNT Sport, and Vid Play. Yeah, you know that. I go with a Fire Stick now. Yeah, no, but I'm just thinking for the bigger and the better of the Scottish game. That's the only reason that I'm thinking about it. Now, one thing I need to talk about is we are at 15,885 subscribers. I am trying to get to 16,000 subscribers before I'm going to shut the door because the mother-in-law and the missus is back. So, yeah. Can't let them hear me ranting about Celtic. Anyway, yes, so we are on 15,885 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to this bit, please do. As it's just a vanity number, and I would love to get to 16,000 subscribers before the end of the season. Parker Boy Stevie says, as things stand, I'm glad Sky doesn't show all the other shitey teams. Come on, we need to talk up Baz in trouble. No, I wasn't. I was shutting the door because they've just back from the shops, and they were complaining that I wasn't going to go to the supermarket with them. Why? Baz, show some ambition and go for the 20,000. Parkhead boy, that is for next season. I want 25,000 by the end of next season. But I think the only way that you would grow the channel was to talk about more football related stuff, and I just can't be damn with that. Anyway, Baz is under the thumb. No, I'm not under the thumb, mate. I'm not under the thumb. Trust me. Anyway, get your votes in. There's only 72 votes, and there's 168 people voting. Should we get rid of the split and the Sky TV deal? And Michael Ross has just entered the building. Right, some other Celtic news. Obviously, it was an interesting read that, because it's pretty amazing when you look at the Santanta deal back in 2006, 2007. They were able to pick up 12 matches after the split. Sky has decided to put only 6 games available after the split. Santanta back in 2006, 2007 showed 12 games. Fast forward to 2008, 2009, Santanta showed 60 games, including 13 games after the split. 60 games for the full season, which is unbelievable. All clubs voted for the current deal back in 2018. We moved to an extra game per ground next season, with controversial extension to until 2029, which in theory should give you more non-Celtic and Rangers games. But even though we've got that TV deal to 2029, it is an absolutely crap deal that Sky have given us. And I just think it's time for it to change. Anyway, let's get some Celtic headlines tonight. We've done the one with Samaras, says that he couldn't understand a word of what Gordon Strachan used to say to him. And I don't know why this is coming up on a Celtic headline, but Aaron Hickey's ready to give it all for Scotland in 2024. Aaron Hickey, the one that got away. He definitely was that. And Aberdeen have got a new manager just in time for the semi-final. Surprise, surprise. Just surprise for that, isn't it? James Forrest, evergreen qualities. I can't be arsed reading that. Leighton Clarkson makes bizarre claim. Yes, the goalkeeper has also been talking about Celtic. But as an Aberdeen player, Leighton Clarkson seems to forgetting that Celtic have won. But anyway, he went on to say in the Press and Journal, Celtic should have won that game as we performed well. That they should have won the game that they drew. Who cares? I don't want to talk about Aberdeen. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Purely the fact that we do play them this weekend. What do you think the manager will do with the team this weekend? I think that when you look at the team for the cup final, will Callum McGregor walk back into the team? We just start James Forrest on Saturday. Baz. That's what I was just going to talk about. Vidplay calling TV deal up at the end of the season. Yeah, Vidplay are pulling out of Scottish football, but did you see the deal that Vidplay gave Dutch TV? they gave Dutch TV a deal worth 125 million, which was unbelievable, which absolutely buttons. Aberdeen name manager doesn't come into the end of the season. Oh, does he know? Well, what's the point in getting him in now then? Get him in now. That shows you, I just seen it came up that Aberdeen have got a new manager. So there you go. Paul Baird has corrected me. So he doesn't come in until the end of the season. What a waste of time, eh? You think he would come in and get the... Michael Ross says, yeah, I think if they lose tonight, well, a lot of people were laughing. Strachan was a yes man to the board. Yeah. Yeah, true. Tommy Burns, the man, the legend. That is one guy that was a true Celtic legend. Tommy Burns. There we go. Forrest will be a start. Yes, I was asked the question. Sorry, turn away. James Forrest to start. Should James Forrest start the game at Hampden? It's an important game. Should he start? I think Lewis Palmer will get the shout before him. Oh no, Lewis. But I don't know. I don't think he'll start. Stephen Kennedy, no, I don't, because I don't have time. We spoke about this in the live the other night. I don't have time. I'm perfectly honest, I don't have time. The time I do the morning video, I then have a business that I run here in Spain, and then I run another another couple of channels, but I focus on the one channel, and it is hardly... I've no time to watch stuff on YouTube. The type of stuff I do watch on YouTube is big YouTubers that have 1 million subscribers, to understand how they do stuff, so that I could grow a separate channel away from this. You can never grow a Celtic channel to that, because you just don't have the fan base that are interested in Celtic. Anyway, back to Forrest. What's the options? Yang or Kuhn or Palma? Kieran's saying that we need a new winger this summer. Well, that is one of the options that the manager is seemingly looking at. Forrest to start, says Paul Baird. Michael Ross says, wherever you are a member of the Granite City Shamrock bus from years ago, Porky. So, no, the Grampian Emerald bus now. Anyway, and just jump to some of the comments. There's 97 votes. Stephen Kennedy says, Spain is brilliant, but Spain is good. It's good. It's got the second best economy in Europe, but I don't want to talk about that in this channel. We're talking about the game this weekend, and should James Forrest start the game this weekend? Should Jamesy Forrest start? There is the pitch at Dundee on Sky. The stewards are in. Breaking news. The Dundee players are on the pitch in Dundee, and the stewards are in the stadium. And they've got 2 sets of goals. They've got 2 sets of goals at the one end. Is that on Rangers have asked for that especially? 2 sets of goals at the Dundee end, please. That wouldn't surprise me. I know it's just for training purposes, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Jesus. Any chance of a job, Baz? Nope, because I work myself, and it's the easiest way. Sorry, Stephen. If you've got an Irish passport, you could work over here abroad. If you've got a British passport, not a chance. Kaiser is in the house. I'm just looking. Oh, wait a minute. There they are. They're checking out the pitch. Big Ugly's in the stadium. The Rangers manager is in the stadium. In Dundee, and he's walking around the pitch. Checking out the pitch. Anyway. Oh, why are we even talking about them? And we've now got 15,887 on our road to 16,000 before the end of the season. 20,000 before the end. Nah, let's go for 25. No, we get 20,000 before the end of the year. That's the target. Got an Irish passport, you can work anywhere in Europe. Anyway, let's get back to the Celtic news and the team. Should James Forrest start this weekend? I think that James Forrest is a player that definitely knows how to score against Aberdeen, definitely knows how to win games against Aberdeen, and knows how to get us into the final. Should he start? I don't think that Brendan will start him, but he definitely needs to be one of those players that comes on around about the 60-minute mark, especially at Hampden, especially that big pitch at Hampden. Is it raining in Dundee? No, it's clear blue skies. Clear blue skies, according to the television that I've just watched. How would if it was, it's not going to be abandoned tonight. It's clear blue skies in Dundee. Sky News have just had it on. And yeah. So yeah, tell me what you think about James Forrest. Should he start? The game at the weekend? Forrest will never start. He's good for bringing on for the last 20 minutes. Going to miss Big Myra. When you look at the pace that James is, this is one reason that I think that James should get some game time, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Out of all the wingers that we have, including Dyson Myra, he sticks to the byline. He sticks to the line. He sticks to the line and he runs up and down it like nobody's business. And he can cut inside when he gets into the final third. He cuts inside of the final third, and he's not shy to take a shot. If you look at the goals that James Forrest has scored over his career, where he takes a shot from outside the box, why is everyone lauding a player that's well past his best? Stevie's not past his best. People say this about Scott Brown at the exact same age James is at now, when Brendan Rodgers came into Celtic his first time round. They all said that about Scott Brown. Scott Brown went on to have a fantastic career. James Forrest has not passed it by any marks of it. Any means. Not by any means. Anyway, sitting watching the Mankeys out my window, they all look like a bus full of veggies, says Kevin. Oh, jeez. Dens Park will be flooded with Hunteers tonight. Well, here's hoping, but I won't be watching it. Right, let me see if there's any more Celtic news kicking around this evening. We've been on for... How long have we been on? Don't even know anymore. I need to click on it. And this one. We've been on for 26 minutes and 57 seconds. You've got 4 minutes of my time left. Yes, Baz, wingers should stick to the touchline. Yeah, they should. And too many, Kieran, yeah, they should. Too many of the Celtic wingers come inside far too quick. Do you know, they should be going... Think back to... Do you know what one of the best options that I think that we used to have is think about McNamara and Donnelly. Think about Jackie McNamara and Donnelly, right? On the right hand side of the pitch. They stuck to the byline like nobody's business, and they got up and down that park in tandem. Now understand that the way that Celtic play and the way that the modern game is to get your full backs to come into the middle of the pitch to try and allow your midfield players to push up. Now I get that, I understand that. But the wingers should be sticking to the byline. The wingers should be stuck to the byline. And Forrest is one of their quickest players. And Paul Bairds just said it. Forrest is one of their quickest players. And I think that get him on that big pitch. Do we start him? Do you start Callum McGregor? You're starting two guys that know how to get to a final at Hampden. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters this weekend. It's all about getting to the final on that 25th of May. Anyway, I'll be coming tonight if Dundee win. Poach Up says, if Callum had booted the ball up the park of the pitch, even if beating the Huns, not Young's fault. But Calmax, he's our captain and he seems untouchable. I don't think he is untouchable, Poach Up. I think that Calmac got a lot of stick at the beginning of the season. He got a lot of stick at the beginning of the season. People were saying drop him. Did he come back too early? Quite possibly. But he's not adverse to getting a lot of stick for the Celtic fans. How many people said drop Callum McGregor before he was taken off injured, before his injury, and then when he was out injured, everybody's saying, Jesus, we miss Calmac. Now, we could put that one down to the fact that, was he brought back too early? I think that he was probably brought back too early. Anyway, Kaiser says, play the wingers inside and O'Reilly on the wing, Bernardo on the wing. Oh, Kaiser, I'm going to get you to come and do this show for me one night. Give me a break. We need to sort that out. Somehow. Even if it means getting StreamYard back up and running. We'll get Kaiser to do the show a couple of nights during the summer. You up for that, Kaiser? I think we need to do that. That needs to happen. Needs to happen because we won't be stopping. This channel will not stop during the summer. If you remember last summer, we were on pretty much a roll last summer, and we were on 3 times a day during June and July. I want to keep that going this summer. I want to keep that intensity going. And if it means getting somebody like Kaiser in to come and give me a hand, so be it. Maybe I should have changed that vote and said, see how many votes we can get for Kaiser to come in and fill in for me during the summer of an evening at 6 p.m. for the lives. I would play Henrik. Kaiser's on the next plane. It's all right. He doesn't have to come here. Modern technology, he can do it from home. Guys, you got an Irish passport. Forrest just does not try anymore, says Kevin. He's just going through the motion now. I think he does try. He does try when he comes on, but he's not given enough game time. If you look at the last 3 seasons, he's not had a chance to play 90 minutes on a regular basis. Brendan Rodgers got stick. I agree with Brendan, even if we're in double. Yep. Kaiser's got my vote, says something today. Kaiser's the man. Kaiser's the man that will be standing in for us. Anyway, right. It's feeding time at the zoo. Get an old Albert Kid hat-trick this evening. We have been going on for 31 minutes. The poll. We asked the question 20 odd minutes ago. We've got 129 votes. If you haven't voted, vote on the poll. Vote on the poll. Kaiser would be brilliant up for that. Right, get right, Kaiser, that's it. Kaiser's in. If you haven't voted, vote on the poll that is in the community tab. Should we get rid of Sky and the split? Should we get rid of the split and Sky TV deal? Should we get rid of the split and the Sky TV deal? You've got 1 minute to vote. 132. You've got a minute to vote. Come on, there's only 133. That's pretty unanimous, isn't it? 133. We're going to end the poll any sec. I feel like one of the TV channels. The TV channel, shopping channels. You have to buy it and buy it now. Buy it and buy it now, or it goes, oh, wait a minute, it's fucking dropping in price. There we go, it's dropped in price. Buy it now before it goes back up in price. It is 137 votes. See if we get another 3 votes just to get it to the 140. See you later, troops. Stuart Lands is off. We'll end the poll. And the poll has now ended. And there we get... Where's the poll gone to? There we go. The poll is in the chat. The poll is in the chat. I need to go into the chat now, don't I? The poll... 92% said yes. 7% said no. And there was 130... Oh, God, there was a 1 vote off. 1 vote off. Anyway. And have a fantastic evening. If you're watching that lot, shame on you. If you're watching the Champions League... Who are you voting for tonight in the Champions League? Kaz. Don't say that. That's my missus' name. Dundee 2, the Huns, no. Well, here's hoping. Have a fantastic evening wherever you are. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for more Celtic news. We are on 15,000 and that's a cracking number. 888, but we are aiming for 16,000 before the end of the season and 20,000 before Christmas. And on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around.